And welcome into Real Deal Sports Talk with KP. It is July 5th, 2018, and we are live from Tulsa, Oklahoma, as I am on vacation. So, as you can see, we did not start off the show with the Barbarian straight out of Denver, Colorado, the official music of Real Deal Sports Talk with KP. We do not have that set up with us. We have our travel set up with us. So we won't have all of the effects and sounds and music that we normally have, but we'll have the same great content, and we'll have the same great listeners. We have me. We have sports. What else do we need? Nothing. That's all we need. We're going to get down. We're going to have a great show. It's the day after 4th of July. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody still has all their hands, their ears. You know, they didn't get burnt up, sizzled in any way. They didn't repeat Jason Pierre-Paul's mistakes of a few years back. 4th of July is over. It's now time to move on to the summer sports, see where baseball's at, free agency in the NBA, football is right around the corner, and we got breaking news. So we'll get to the breaking news first. Breaking news, Bernie Nichols, former NHL player, and his partner Zach Ward over at allsportsmarket.com, Global Sports Financial Exchange. Bernie Nichols and Zach will be on the show. Bernie Nichols played for the King. He's a former NHL player, a scorer. Played for the Kings, the Rangers, the Oilers, the Devils, the Blackhawks, and the Sharks. And then Zach Ward, who is an actor and entrepreneur. You might know him from TV show Titus. He was the bully in The Christmas Story. He's been in Transformers, Resident Evil, long list of things that Zach has appeared in. And they have partnered together on allsportsmarket.com, which is it's a way of mixing money and sports, which until now has kind of been a tricky thing to do, right? We now have sports gambling. It's becoming legal. We've seen it in Jersey and other states. But it's always kind of been muddy water, kind of a murky area. Do we want to mix money and sports and betting and sports? And they're not really doing betting per se. It's more treating the teams as if they are stocks. It's pushing a platform to where you can invest in pro teams, and you will have money that goes up and down based on those findings. And there's CNBC is billing it as the world's first sports stock market. So I'm excited to talk with him about that, learn more about what they got going on. I'll be speaking with Bernie early next week, and his interview will air on the July 12th show. So Thursday, July 12th is when we'll have my conversation with Bernie Nichols on. We're still trying to nail down a date for Zach to be on the show and get his conversation with me taken care of. But definitely go check them out, allsportsmarket.com. And when you get to allsportsmarket.com, you are going to have the options. I think, let me see. Let me bring it up real quick. I have the wrong link saved. But you're going to have the options of signing in a couple different ways. You can sign up, set up an account. You can use real money. You can use what they call play money. And it looks so much like watching a stock tracker. Like right now, the Lakers are trading at $11.78 a share. The Tigers are at $5.87 a share. The Sharks are at $7.90 a share. The Jags are at $9.04. I'm just reading the tracker off the site. The Lakers are down right now. In recent trades, they're down. Top stock garners on their site: the Yankees, Red Sox, Golden Knights, Miami Heat, and New York Mets are some of their top guys. You can see who the top traders are in the last 7 days. Joey, he's doing very well for himself. Slinger, Dogs 909. So check it out. We're going to get more into it. We're going to have them on the show. We're going to interview them. It's big stuff for Real Deal Sports Talk with KP. I'm so glad that Bernie reached out to me on LinkedIn, said, hey, I'm going to have Jason, my guy, reach out to you so we can try and set something up. And right now it's working out. I think what they're doing is great. It's another way to bring sports into the mainstream world and try and give it a new audience, a new group of people who are going to jump on this. Similar to fantasy sports, similar to DraftKings and things like that. This is now another way for all of us sports fanatics, the fans, those of us who cannot get enough of sports. Here's another way we can get some sports and, hey, maybe make a little money while doing it. I think it's great. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to talking to both Bernie and Zach. I want to thank Jason for helping us set it all up. And like I said, hey, we didn't make the finals. I didn't make the finals of 104.3 The Fan Corona Dream Job Contest. Didn't make them. Congratulations to the guy who won. He was at the audition that I went to. But we're doing big things over here at Real Deal Sports Talk with KP. We got Bernie and Zach coming on to plug their new venture in the sporting world. We have other friends of the show that are going to be out and on the show later throughout the year and years to come. We just did a sponsorship with Circle of Stars for their football camp up in Fort Collins, where we made some great connections with former Nebraska Cornhusker greats who we will have on the show coming up. So it's big things. We're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep moving forward because this is what I love to do. I love to talk to you guys about sports. I love when you guys come at me on our social media about sports. And you can get access to all of our social media at realdealsportstalkwithkp.com. And I urge all of you to go to the website because our website's not just dedicated to us, as you know. If you want to reach out to the show, you can. Our social media is on there, sure. The text line is on there, 720-515-5597. Our email address is on there. Our social media feeds are on there, okay? We got all of that stuff going on. But what else is on the site? We have our blog is on the site, Real Take Tuesdays. This week we talked about the Splash Brothers now having the Bash Brothers. We're going to talk about that a little bit on the show today. We have pictures from different events that we've gone to or been to or sporting events. And this site's going to continue to grow, this page. But right now on that page you can go see all of the photos and videos we have up from the Circle of Stars event, second annual football camp that we had this past weekend, June 30th, up at Fort Collins High School. You can see some Nuggets games that I've been to, Outlaws games, the Rocky Mountain Showdown, just different little pictures I have on there right now. Again, that page is going to continue to develop. We have the Check Us Out page. We're partners and friends of the show. You can go check out what they have going on, like Vance Johnson and his Vance Cares. Vance Inspires. You go to vanceinspires.com. You check out Vance Johnson. He is helping so many people right now with their addiction and their recovery. It is unbelievable how this man has turned his life around. He has found the path that works for him, and he is now using that platform to make other people's lives better, to save lives. It's great. You can see the Circle of Stars section. We now have that one up there. The team that we have in that picture there, that's the staff from the camp. All of their contact information if you'd like to check out Circle of Stars, their Facebook page. We have the real estate doctor, Chad Nash. His page is on there. We all know he's a big supporter of the show. We have the Barbarians, the official music of the show, on there. You can check out their SoundCloud or Facebook page. Marcus Ogden, big friend of the show, big friend. I mean, he's slimming down now. If you look at him now, you might just think he's a tight end. But Marcus Ogden and his Leadership Academy and booking him for public speaking, his email addresses, Facebook contacts are on there. And the Idaho Phoenix, one of the first friends of the show. I go back with the founder of the Idaho Phoenix, Dion Wainwood. God, at this point, over 20 years I go back with some of these friends of the show, and we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to support each other, and it's all love. It's real talk. It's Real Deal Sports Talk, and that's what we do. So I can't wait to have Bernie and Zach on the show. I can't wait to talk about their new venture with this all sports market, trading teams like stocks, investing in teams. It's very interesting stuff. Look forward to that next Thursday. A week from today, actually, we'll have the first interview with Bernie up on the show. All right, let's move into some other sports going on right now. We have not talked about Major League Baseball on a few shows now, so let's get everybody up to date on where we are in Major League Baseball right now. We'll start with the standings. We'll talk some stats. It's trade season in baseball as well. Some rumors going around, not a lot of rumors right now being talked about as far as guys being dealt in the baseball world. But where we're at with the standings-wise, in the American League East, the Red Sox do hold a one-game lead currently over the Yankees in the East, 59-29. I believe that is the most wins in all of baseball. Yes, it is. The Red Sox at 59 wins right now. In the AL Central, you have the Indians who are running away with the division. They have an 11.5 game lead over the Tigers in that division. It might be a little too early to say it's wrapped up, but Cleveland has a plus 75 run differential, and the Tigers, who are 11.5 games back, they're at a negative 58 run differential. So, to me, I'm going to call it. I'm going to go out on the ledge right here, okay? I know how dangerous this is this early in the season, because who knows what could happen. Cleveland could fall off. Kluber could, stop pitching as well as he has. But I'll go ahead and say Cleveland's going to win the Central at this point. Houston's got a 1.5 game lead over Seattle in the West. Seattle, that surprise team in Seattle right now. However, Houston has got the best run differential in all of baseball. They have scored 173 runs more than their opponents have. Nobody's even close. Seattle's only at a plus 22. But having a remarkable season, 55 wins already on the year. The National League, Atlanta, surprise team to me. They are winning the East. I expected Washington to pretty much run away with it, but they've lost 5 in a row and find themselves 7 games out and possibly looking at losing a Bryce Harper when he comes up for free agency. Why re-sign with a team who looks like it's on its way down? Yes, they have Max Scherzer. Yes, he's still dealing. But clearly, at 42 and 43, below 500, with you're below 500 also at home, barely over 500 on the road, lost 5 straight, and things are not looking up for the Nationals right now. Could it be that now this is the door opening for Bryce Harper to leave Washington? Maybe. Who knows? We'll see what happens in the second half of the season. In the Central, the Brewers have a 1-game lead over the Cubs. Did not expect the Brewers to be that good of a team this year. 51 wins for them with a plus 51 run differential. But the Cubs sitting right behind them are a plus 104 run differential. Push comes to shove. The team that scores runs in baseball is the team that generally wins and moves on. Then in the NL West, you have the Diamondbacks sitting at a half-game lead over the Dodgers right now, 3.5 over the Giants, and somehow the Rockies, as horrible as they have been playing, are only 4 games out in the West. The West is still right there for anybody to just jump on and take. Moving over to stats, you can imagine, based on the teams that we just mentioned that are leading each of these divisions, who are going to have some of the stat leaders. So on the American League side, you have Boston, Houston, Seattle, Boston as your top 4 batting average guys. Mookie Betts, Altuve, Segura, and Martinez. And Martinez, he's looking like a triple threat guy right now. He's 4th in batting average at 327. He leads all of baseball with 26 home runs. He leads all of baseball with 71 RBIs. JD Martinez has been worth every penny Boston picked him up for in free agency right now. And who knows where Arizona would be in the West if they were able to somehow keep him. They might have a 15, 20-game lead in the West. I mean, it's really unbelievable the way J.D. Martinez has been able to play this season in Boston. Most home runs at the All-Star break by any player in Red Sox history. Mookie Betts has been right there as one of the top batters. The Red Sox are if not the top, one of the top hitting teams and pitching teams in baseball. So is Houston. On the NL side, Nolan Arenado, if he doesn't get an MVP in Colorado, shame to the voters. This is the best player in the National League. He deserved it last year. He was in the conversation the year before that. Had a slow start this year, but now he's in the Triple Crown race. He's fifth in batting average with .312 average. Leads the National League in home runs now with 22. Leads the National League now with 63 RBIs. Scooter Gennett of Cincinnati leads the National League in batting average. Nolan leads in RBIs and home runs. As far as pitching, Luis Severino leads the AL with 13 wins. And Aaron Nola from Philly and John Lester of the Cubs both have 11 wins in the NL. Severino is also your earned run average leader for the AL, 1.98. Jacob deGrom is still sitting at a 1.84, having a fabulous individual year as the Mets stink the place up. It's time for the Mets to blow it up. Trade away some of these guys, get some prospects, get some maybe expiring contracts you can dump at the end of the season. I mean, you don't see that very much in baseball, but why not? Why keep holding on to these guys for the Mets when you're not going anywhere? I mean, it's clear right now, either Boston, New York, Cleveland, or Houston. Actually, to me, it's Houston, Boston, or New York will make it to the World Series. I think Cleveland will make it interesting in the playoffs, but ultimately the bats Boston and New York has and the team that Houston has, Houston should repeat this year. I mean, you look at what they're doing fielding percentage-wise, pitching-wise, hitting-wise. Houston is the Golden State Warriors right now of Major League Baseball. They're loaded. They're young. They're deep. And on the National League side, I don't see anybody on the National League side who's going to win the World Series. I predict the American League wins the World Series this year. The National League, you might have a team that makes it competitive. They might push it to 5 or 6. It's not going to be a 7-game World Series because the American League right now is raking. I mean, Seattle at 55 wins would have more wins than any division leader in the National League, and they're in a wild card position right now in the American League. It's the stronger side of baseball. So moving forward, do we see the DH or some of these other things in the American League find their way into the National League? Who knows? Maybe. It's being talked about. It's being speculated. It could happen. Dumber things have happened in sports, that's for sure. We've had an amazing World Cup so far. Some dumb stuff and flopping for sure. But amazing World Cup. I mean, we're down to the quarterfinals. Uruguay, France, Brazil, Belgium, Russia, Croatia, and Sweden, England. We've had games go to penalty kicks. We've had teams utterly collapse. We've had own goals. All kinds. I mean, again, you guys, we've talked about this before. I am not a huge football fan, a huge soccer fan. I'm not constantly watching the MLS here in the States. I don't constantly watch it at all. But World Cup comes around, you've got my attention. Because I'm guessing, I'm hoping for, I'm expecting the best players in the world to give me the best of their sport. And that we have gotten that this year. We have gotten that from the goalies. We have gotten that from the strikers. We've gotten that from the stars. And England, they won on penalty kicks because the guy couldn't go to his right. First 2 kicks sail past him to the right. Next guy goes to the left. He blocks it. So they start going back to the right. They win on penalty kicks 4-3. Because the goalie could not go to his right. from Colombia. He couldn't go to his right. And then Colombia hits one off the crossbar. England makes one save. They move on. They break their curse of not being able to win in penalty kicks. So now we've got 4 games starting tomorrow. First one at 10 Eastern, Uruguay and France. And then at 2 Eastern, you have Brazil and Belgium. Russia, Croatia, and Sweden, England, they will play on Saturday. So look forward to those games. It has been a great World Cup. Brazil looks like they should be the best team left, but Russia's been getting lucky. Breaks have been going their way. Sweden and England are both solid clubs this year. Belgium came back from 2 down versus Japan to win 3-2, so you cannot count Belgium out at this point. Unbelievable how they were able to come back. And France and Uruguay are names with players from and names and teams that in previous years we've seen big things out of them on the international stage. So can't wait. Games kick off tomorrow and Saturday for the quarterfinals, with next Tuesday and Wednesday being the semifinals, and then the finals taking place on the 14th and 15th. On the 14th, you'll have the third place game, and then on the 15th, you'll have the actual World Cup finale. It's been a great World Cup. I mean, this, with the age of concussions, and true, a lot of concussions can happen in soccer. The sport with the most concussions has been girls' soccer. But in the age in concussions, in the United States, where you already have the largest body of youth participants in soccer, in football, and you have a great World Cup like this, that's going to stoke that fire. You're going to have more kids, more parents signing their kids up who want to go and participate in this, because this has been awesome. This has been the Super Bowl for 2 weeks. It's been better than the playoffs we see in our major sports. This has been like a championship level excitement. And as a casual fan, when you see the other fans on TV getting hyped, playing their music, getting excited, dancing around, smiles on their faces, cheering, it brings your energy level up. It can't not. You got to love what the World Cup is putting on right now. Let's move over to the NBA. We haven't talked NBA in a couple days now. And some big stuff is happening, whether you like it or not, in the NBA free agency. Some storylines we expected are not happening. Some are. Some we didn't think were going to happen are happening. And some that we thought were going to happen, well, they did happen. One thing we did not see happen was Boogie. Nobody could have predicted Boogie was going to take a 1-year, $5 million deal to join forces with Golden State. This is a man, he could have gotten $20 million a year. He could have gotten a max contract. Yes, he's coming off of Achilles. Yes, we're now hearing reports that guys don't want him in the locker room. Teams didn't want him around. So is that why he takes this 1-year deal to prove it? Let me go win a championship and show you I'm not this cancer? That you can sign me to a max contract next year as a free agent? Because effectively, Boogie signing there, you now got Splash and Bash. You got the Splash Brothers. You got the Bash Brothers. They're going to be shooting threes. They're going to be physical and intimidating with Draymond Green and Boogie Cousins. You got 2 guys that are not afraid to get fouls, mix it up with players, yell at the refs if need be. In fact, they're 2 of the top technical assessed players in the past few seasons. This is going to give refs an itchy whistle finger. They're going to be ready to call techs on these 2 every night. Now, Golden State, they have the luxury of saying, Boogie, you coming back from Achilles, bro. We're not going to play you right away. Let's bring you around December, January. Let's let that heal up, maybe even after the All-Star break. And then we'll add in our third guy that averaged 25 points per, our fifth All-Star. Now, to everybody who's out there is complaining, we got NBA executives' daughters, and, oh, the NBA is unfair. Oh, we need salary cap in the NBA so we can't have this. Hey, the bar's been set. Don't hate. Rise up. They drafted. They've now brought in free agents 2 of the last 3 years that have dramatically made their team better. So get mad about it, but raise your game. Go out and do something about it. Talk to your front office. See why they're not making moves. What's going on in their drafting department that they didn't see? Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Draymond Green. I have no problem with the elite playing with the elite, or players getting their power and treating the teams the same way teams treat their players. So you got the Splash Brothers, you got the Bash Brothers who can also splash now. Both of them will step out to the 3. But expect there to be some hard fouls and a different kind of an edge to this Golden State team this year. They saw what Houston did to them with some defense, with Capella down low. They now know how important it is to have a good big man. They let JaVale McGee walk. Remember that. They let him walk. 2-time champion with him. Played defense on LeBron in the finals. Made some key blocks. Was a scorer in the playoffs. They let him walk. And got Boogie for 1 year, $5 million. 5.3, I think. Unbelievable. I'm not a Warriors fan. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon, but I can't wait to see those 5 start together. And then next year, who knows what happens? Because at least 2 of them are going to be free agents. Now, Boogie going to Golden State, that makes everybody go, well, what about the Lakers, right? I thought he was going to go play with LeBron. That was a perfect fit. Well, supposedly the only other offer Boogie got was from the Pelicans for 2 years, $40 million, and he turned it down. We're not hearing any other reports that anybody else made an offer for him. So maybe it didn't happen. But the Lakers are now supposedly, according to Sheridan Hoops, they're considering internally trying to trade for guys like Damian Lillard, DeMar DeRozan, who we saw a kid ask him come to L.A. He said, hell no. John Wall, who just got Dwight Howard and Jeff Green over there to join the Wizards and help him out there. A Bradley Beal, who could be looking to, be a breakout guy and go out on his own and leave the Wizards. And Kevin Love, which is surprising to me because him and LeBron didn't fit together all that well in Cleveland. And they're saying, okay, well, there's going to be a new plan around James. We want to surround him with playmakers here in L.A. Not the way he was in Cleveland, where he was the guy and had to do everything. But we want to surround him with playmakers. Well, I'm thinking, okay, who'd they sign so far that's a playmaker? Rondo, he'll get you some assists. He'll control the flow of the game. But he's not going to go out there and make his own plays and be a big-time scorer. Lance Stevenson, he's a defensive guy. JaVale McGee, he's not a playmaker. But Magic said, this summer and next. Stephen A. comes out today and says, don't be surprised. He wouldn't be surprised if somehow Phil Jackson finds his way back to L.A. to coach that team with LeBron. Interesting. Does LeBron want to play the triangle offense? Does he want to be that even more closely associated to what Michael did? And have that debate amplified even more because now they have the same coach playing in the same offense? I say no. I don't see Phil going back. But nothing would surprise me with Phil. Nothing would surprise me with Magic Johnson. Nothing would surprise me with LeBron James. So maybe Stephen A. knows something. Maybe he's heard some rumors through the grapevine. But Phil's got a nice gig right now in New York, right? I mean, GM, getting paid, running his own team, his old team. Not very well, but I mean, hey, he's doing his thing. And then this news comes out that maybe Lonzo's camp leaked the injury news to avoid a trade, because it was rumored that he was going to be part of different trades to bring players in to play with LeBron. So did LeVar really go out and leak this information? Is he now setting his son up to take a knock professionally because he's doing some stupid stuff like this? And going, guess what? Lonzo got a torn meniscus. He'll be ready by the beginning of the season. Oh, well, we don't want to trade for somebody who got knee issues after his rookie year at 19. If he did do that, that's foul. I thought it was foul when he did the diss track on Kuzma. Comes to find out these two are just messing with each other. But if they leak this story, that's going to be one of the foulest things they've done since they made themselves famous running LeVar's mouth. I mean, I just don't like it. And they've lost out. The Lakers have on a lot of free agents. Free agents are signing left and right. Trevor Ariza is with the Suns on a one-year deal. Will Barton signs back with the Nuggets. Who else would have been a good fit? Avery and Bradley. He re-ups with the Clippers. Gets $25 million. Jose Calderon goes up to the Pistons. Michael Carter-Williams, former Rookie of the Year, signs with the Rockets. I really, really like that signing. DeMarcus Cousins with the Warriors. Steph's brother signs with the Trailblazers. Kevin Durant has re-upped. Tyreek Evans went to the Pacers on a one-year deal. He's going to be a free agent next year. Raymond Felton re-signed with the Thunder. Norleans Noel, he signed there. That is an understated pickup for Oklahoma City. If he starts reaching his potential as a big man, as a 6'11 guy with a wingspan, who can get boards, who can make block shots, who can score a little bit, that's really going to help an Oklahoma City Thunder team down low. You put him with Steven Adams, throw Carmelo out there, Westbrook, and Paul George. Look out. Let's go. Rudy Gay signs with the Spurs on a one-year deal. Paul George, the 4-year deal for Paul George, that one confuses me after listening to some experts talk about it. I would have thought the 3-year deal made more sense. But this deal Paul George effectively signed could be a $290 million deal if he re-ups with them after year 3. So, you can't hate on him there. Gerald Green re-signs with the Rockets. Dwight Howard is going to sign with the Wizards. Biggest free agent signing, LeBron James with the Lakers. The Nuggets got Joker back for 5 years, $147 million. DeAndre Jordan, only a 1-year deal in Dallas. That one kind of shocked me. I thought that would be more. Who else is a big? Chris Paul, he got his MAC contract. Julius Randle got picked up by the Pelicans. Good for him. Glenn Robinson III went to the Pistons. J.J. Redick re-upped with the 76ers. That's huge for the Sixers. Derrick Rose signing a $2.394 million contract with the Timberwolves. Gets him $14 million from Adidas. Any other big ones? Fred VanVleet, he re-signs with the Raptors. It's been hot and heavy early. There are some names, best 12 available by SB Nation, unrestricted free agents that are still available. Isaiah Thomas looks like he's going to be signing with the Magic. Brooke Lopez, he's out there. Maybe re-signs with the Lakers to play with JaVale McGee if they can't get a guy like Capella or Nurkic. Dwayne Wade is still out there. I don't see him coming to L.A. I would assume that he re-signs with Miami. Tony Parker, he's getting old. He's old. So even though he ended up playing in 55 games last year, mostly off the bench, I don't think the Spurs are bringing him back. They've got some young guards there. Kawhi's on his way out. More than likely, Parker gets picked up by somebody. But we'll have to see there. He's getting old. Luke Richard Momba Amut, he's still out there. Wayne Ellington, Nemanja Jellica. Sorry, I know I butchered your name, sir. He's still out there. Dante Cunningham. Jaleel Okafor, I don't know why he's one of the top 5. Maybe because of his name, because he hasn't done anything at 22 years old so far. I'd like to see more out of him, especially rebounding-wise. Greg Monroe is still available. Jamal Crawford, he's going to help somebody as a Kyle Korver type off-the-bench assassin guy. Kyle O'Quinn, I thought he had signed with somebody, but he's on the list. And Lucas Bebe Nogueira is the last guy, the 13th guy on their list of the 12 top remaining free agents, and that is SB Nation's list right there. Next year, possible free agents going into this time next year, Kyrie Irving, if he doesn't re-up, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Jimmy Butler, DeMarcus Cousins. And we've heard all the talk already about Jimmy Butler. He's fed up with Minnesota. He's fed up with the young guys not taking it seriously, not working hard as they need to do. And now we're hearing reports that, hey, maybe Jimmy Butler and Kyrie team up on an Eastern Conference team, and then they're already having talks about it. So which Eastern Conference team is that? Does Butler join him in Boston? Do they move on to a New York Knicks and a Fizdale? Do they move back to Chicago? Go down to Miami? We'll have to see. DeMarcus Cousins. Magic said it's a 2-summer thing. Could the Lakers still get a DeMarcus Cousins or a Klay Thompson or a Kevin Durant? Think about it. They're building something. They're not worried about this year. We are. We wanted the exciting, all the picks to land in LA and wow, and they've got a plan in place. They've got a plan B in place, a plan C in place. If they're planning on getting playmakers around LeBron, and we have not seen a playmaker signed yet, remember, they are looking at this summer and next summer. Some guys who need to look at themselves in the mirror, Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz, Golden Boy Promotions, they are back for another geriatric MMA bout. They're going at it once again. I believe this is going to be their 4th bout. I probably don't tune in to watch it live, but I will be interested to see who's going to come out on top on this one. I expect Liddell to win it. Tito Ortiz in his last couple fights has looked slow and old, and Chuck Liddell, face it, he was always a striker. And he kind of had Tito's number. He kind of hates Tito. They're former training partners. It went bad. These are two just guys, this is who they are. They don't know anything else. They're fighters. I mean, Chuck Liddell worked out with the Cleveland Browns earlier this summer on bag work and hand work and striking and things like that. Tito has managed to keep himself relevant through social media posts. I don't know. It's the geriatric fight of MMA. Joey Chestnut, he goes off this weekend, sets 74 hot dogs for his world record at the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest that takes place every year. Joey Chestnut now has the 7 highest totals of all time in the hot dog eating contest. So congratulations to Joey Chestnut for doing his thing down there. And then the last thing we'll get to today is the ESPN body issue. It's been 10 years of the body issue. A remarkable run, really. Nobody honestly thought ESPN, the magazine, would make 10 years. So the fact that they've had a singular issue, the body issue, go this long, it's been great. They've got some great people in it this year. I've always enjoyed the body issue, not because you get to see the athletes naked. It's not vulgarity like that, but because you get to see some of these guys and women and what a professional athletic body looks like, the work that they put in to sculpt their physiques. And this year, for the 10th edition, you have rookie running back for the Giants, Saquon Barkley, Sue Bird, one of the greatest female or basketball players. She will go into the Basketball Hall of Fame. And her partner, Megan Rapinoe of the U.S. women's national team and Seattle Reign forward. Both of them play in Seattle. Tori Bowie, gold medal winning Olympic sprinter. Lauren Chamberlain, professional softball player for USSSA Pride. Jessie Diggins, a gold medal winning Olympic cross country skier. Crystal Dunn, U.S. women's national team and North Carolina Courage forward. Charlotte Flair, the WWE superstar. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, LA Galaxy forward. Dallas Keuchel, Astros pitcher. Greg Norman, the Shark, Hall of Fame golfer. Yasiel Puig, Dodgers outfielder. Adam Rippon, bronze medal winning Olympic figure skater. Remember, he stood up for gay rights and LGBTQ, had a lot to say against 45 and his presidency. Jerry Rice, NFL former Hall of Fame NFL receiver. Breanna Stewart, Seattle Storm forward in the WNBA. And Karl Anthony Towns of the Timberwolves. So a great lineup. Some of the pictures, I've seen it. Mine came in the mail. I've checked it out. Jerry Rice, I agree with your quote, bud. You are more chiseled now than when you played. Greg Norman, you still getting it together as an older guy. Charlotte Flair, you holding it down for the WWE superstars. Now you and Ronda Rousey have made an appearance in the magazine. Ronda did it as a UFC participant. But a great issue. Yes, there's people who are going to go out there and take it too far and make it a sexual thing, but it's not. It's really not. What I see is how much work these athletes, these individuals have put into their game and themselves. And it's all respect. It's real talk. That's how we do on this show. And until next time, until we get to talk again on Monday, you know how we do. Just be real.